Feel the legs pushing up on the set. I'm feeling it. Feel the high that you get from the line. If you feel it, raise your hell in the sky.
So CM Punk made his return back to WWE. Let's talk about the two things. Randy Orton also made his return back, which I thought. Punk was a surprise because I was like, maybe the Royal Rumble. We knew he was coming back. That was far. If y'all thought, oh, Punk was never going to come back to WWE, plus, shut the hell up. You don't know. He was going to come back because I said it before. Hall of Fame. He has a Hall of Fame career. They can always use him for that. And it's good. It's good for business. I bet you right now, Tony Khan is pissed. Because let me tell you why. You have one of your top guys that you fired for, you fear for your life, knowing back in your head that probably saying yourself probably was not a good idea. I would have fired Punk. I would have told Punk, hey, look, what's the problem? Let's work it out. If he's like, yo, this is the problem. Can we try to get this fixed? He should have done that. The problem with Tony Khan, and I'll wrap it up in a bow. Tony Khan he is a mark. He don't want to piss nobody off, but in reality, you going to have to be a businessman and a hard ass too and put these guys in the room. He should have put the Elite in the room. He should have put Punk in the room. He should put FTR in the room. He should have got Jericho, Bryan, Moxley all in there as mediators that people to watch it so they could all duke out their issues and say, hey, look, and just work things out. He never did that. He took the other approach, and this is what we got. Punk is no longer there. When your top merch sellers, who's not even with the company, is no longer there. Well, that won't happen for too much longer. Eventually, they can't probably keep selling Punk's merchandise because once this merchandise is off the table, AEW's about to lose some money. Punk's about to sell more merchandise again for the WWE. He came out, cult personality. There's a video going around, Seth Rollins saying F you to Punk. I think that's a work. That could be set up for a match between these two because, again, Rollins is going to face Punk because there's history there. You would think Triple H versus Punk because there's history there too, but Triple H is retired, so they're probably going to build up Rollins and Punk. Then eventually Punk's going to do the deed for him. Kevin Owens eventually going to have a feud with Punk. He's going to probably help out Kevin Owens. And if he does all that, I want Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins to come out and say, yeah, he did good business. And that's going to show that the problem was with Punk, but the problem was also with the Elite and Tony Khan. But I give him credit. I give Triple H credit. He knows what's best for business. He's sure as hell becoming Vince McMahon. That's the smart decision you could ever make. CM Punk returning is best for business. CM Punk coming back to the WWE is great because now you have different feuds. You got Roman Reigns who could take them on now. Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, and they can revisit their feud if they want to. John Cena and Punk could actually have a promo again. They can revisit some stuff when Cena comes back from Hollywood. Rock, when he comes back, they can revisit some stuff. There's so much material. There's so much stuff they can do with Punk now. It's ridiculous. I have to give credit where credit is due. Triple H knew what was best for business. And that's the problem with Tony Khan. If these two have a scruffle, it ain't going to make it to... But I promise you this. If they have a scruffle, it's not going to get to the level of how it got with the dirt sheets. It's going to be in-house, and it's not going to be a big deal. Because it happens. Triple H's seen it before. He's been around the business. But see, Tony Khan's never seen a fight before in his life, so he thought, well, maybe I need to do this approach. No, let these guys fight. Let them settle their differences to the point where nobody getting a fisticuffs and hurting each other, and there you go. But again, after that situation, when Punk went home, I would have Punk and the Elite kind of have a meeting around February or July. But that's the thing. No one had a meeting with Punk. They didn't want to call Punk. Punk would sit at home like, okay, what's going on? Am I going to have a meeting with them? Then they bring back Punk. They relegated his ass to a collision show on Saturday, which is an insult to Punk and his pedigree. You're like, what the fuck? And it's like, why can't you relegate their stupid ass to Saturday? Oh, no, we only want to work Wednesday. So Punk did his job. But you could tell Punk was not happy. You could look at Punk at Collision. He was not happy. He was not happy what he was doing. He wasn't happy being there. He did that whole thing with All In. That pissed him off. That really just pissed him off. It's like, what the fuck are we doing here? You know, he's driving, taking a train with fans, which fans helped him out. You know, that kind of pissed Punk off, which Punk probably didn't mind, but it's like, okay, what the hell? But no, this is good. CM Punk is back. AEW didn't know what they know what to do with him. WWE gonna show you how to use him, and this is what's going to happen. You're not gonna hear shit from CM Punk. CM Punk is not gonna do nothing. He probably signed contracts that he's gonna lose the money he got. I think he's on a part-time basis. He won't be there weekly. Punk, I promise you, Punk is gonna be a mouse. That video of Seth Rollins saying, fuck you, he's going to come out and apologize a year from now and say, yeah, I was not happy that he came. But he said he's been doing business. Punk won't have that schedule he had in AEW. He won't be there all the time. He's going to be there on a part-time basis. He's going to build their feud up for Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins is going to get the W at WrestleMania. And I don't think Punk cares no more. I think Punk said, I did everything. You can have it. I'm good. You know, Punk will have his main event, though. But he's over it. And I think the problem, a lot of people don't understand, Punk is a guy that is at his age where he's like, people say he's bitter. I won't say he's bitter. He's a guy he knows what his worth is. He knows his values. But when he's that old guy who's like, yeah, let me tell you how to do this, and take his advice. Even though you think his advice is stupid, take it, you still learn from it. I think he felt disrespected. But not just him. He even said Mark Henry, other people who were in the business were just giving advice and just looked upon, and they didn't take it. And he said, empty-headed idiot, a dumb fuck. And they don't take the advice. And you look at the company now. Look at AEW now. Their attendance is low. Their ratings is low. They're a cold company. CM Punk just came in WWE. That took the whole world by storm. People are talking about it. Even news outlets are talking about it. You had somebody that was a draw. You let him go away because people, like some person said, and I don't agree with this. This is Solid Monsters thing. It's good he fired him. Well, what has that company done? That company has done nothing since they fired him. The talk has been down even worse. Firing him was not a good option. I still think firing him was not a good option. Firing Jack Perry was a good option to let people know enough is enough. Stop with the dirt sheets. Stop with the bullshit. Stop with it. I would never fire Punk because at the end of the day, you lost one of your top merchers, your top draws. And if you notice, Punk never came back to Dynamite since last year. And you notice Dynamite has not drawn 1 million viewers since earlier this year. If Punk would have came back to Dynamite advertised, he would have drawn some money, draw viewership. But anyway, I don't want to talk about this too much longer. I'm happy for Punk being back. It's great for business. It's good because right now, WWE's the most talked about in town. They're already hot. They're selling out arenas left and right. Now you got CM Punk in that factor. Now CM Punk's going to draw in viewership. He comes on Monday Night Raw. He's going to draw Raw back to probably 1.9 or close to 2 million. Because he already brings in like over 500,000 viewerships. And Raw just needs over 500 to maybe 600,000 viewers to get back to close to 2. Or even back to 5 or 9. So he's already going to draw. Tony Khan needs to figure some shit out. And I love how people say, well, this AEW Continental is good for business. How? Who cares about wrestling? You need characters. You need stories. You don't have nothing no more. Your top drawer is gone. Because if MJF contract, they better have MJF signed immediately. Because if he's gone, this company's done. Because nobody cares about the Elite no more. Nobody cares about the Bucks no more. Nobody cares about Kenny Omega no more. These don't draw. And Jericho's not going to stay there for too much longer. I kid you not. I think Jericho's going to stay as long as he can. But when his contract coming up, he's going back to the WWE. He's going back. Because once Cody probably texts Jericho and say, hey, come on back. Because he sees what WWE's doing. And probably irks him a little bit to go to these half-empty arenas. I think Adam Coleman, too, I think he's going to take a couple seats, too. After his contract with them, he's gone. Because Adam Coleman is not turning the world. The thing about Edge, and I love Edge, and this is my last thing. He's not a draw. He's never been a draw. He's the guy that works for people that were a draw. Edge is not a draw. He's like Triple H. I think he's worse than Triple H because at least Triple H had some type of drawing power because, again, he's from that era. Edge never had that drawing power. He was that guy that they built up around that time frame with a Cena, with a Batista, with a Orton. And you think to yourself, like, okay, he's a draw. Hell, Batista's a bigger draw than he was. Just saying. But it's not working. It's not. So